Good afternoon and welcome to the Red Mic. These Red Mic messages are leadership and life lessons that I've picked up from 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. Today's Red Mic message on this Monday: little problems, big ideas. What can a overfilled paper towel dispenser in a men's room tell us about business? Tell us about organization. Well, let's talk about it. I'm sure you've all been there. You've been into the bathroom, you've washed your hands, you've done your business, and then you go to grab a paper towel and it rips in your hand. And why does it rip? Because it's overfilled, right? So you grab another one, it rips again. So finally you get frustrated, and what do you end up doing? You end up grabbing three or four or more, and you pull them out all at once, far more than you need, and then you use them for their intended purpose, and you end up throwing them away, right? Well, what ends up happening there? Well, the person who filled that, they overfilled it thinking, "Hey, I'm going to put all of these in here. That way I won't have to come and refill it as quickly." But when it's overfilled and people grab a whole bunch, that does nothing at all to lessen the number of times or the frequency that they're going to have to go and refill that. All it does is waste paper, because ultimately they end up, the people at the front end of that end up using more paper than they would have otherwise. Similar situation. You're in a restaurant and you go to shake the pepper or the salt onto your food, and it's just not coming out. So you think, okay, is it clogged or something? So you take the lid off. No, come to find out, it is filled to overflowing. So when the lid's on there, there's not even enough space for the salt or the pepper to jump up a little bit, because that's what actually causes the pepper to come out, or the salt. There's a little bit of up and down motion, and it goes up and then it falls through the holes, because when it falls into a different spot, right? Same sort of thing. They overfilled it thinking, okay, I won't have to fill this as often. But what happens? You end up taking it off. And if it's the case of salt, you might put it into your hand and then sprinkle some of it, but then you end up having more in your hand than you need. So, you do the left shoulder thing. And the entire purpose of adding the extra just went away. And all you ended up doing was wasting money. So these are just a couple of examples of how, little problems in the workplace can teach us a lot about how business works. When that paper towel dispenser's always stuffed full, you're wasting paper towels and money, because everybody's going to grab more than they need. Same thing with the salt shaker. You take the lid off and you shake, and they end up using more than they would have otherwise. I'm sure that custodian or the wait staff thinks, hey, I'm going to save by putting more in at once, but really they're not saving time, and they're certainly not saving money. So, how do you apply this to what you're doing in your workplace? Think about it like it's a giant paper towel dispenser. If you've got too much of something, like too many products, too many people in one particular area, too few people in another area, it costs you money, takes up space. It's like having a closet full of clothes that you never wear. I mean, take them out, go to Goodwill, go to St. Vincent's or somebody, and donate it. Salvation Army, wherever you end up going, and donate the stuff that you don't wear. Because that extra capacity, especially if it's capacity that you're either not going to use or you're going to end up wasting, it's not an efficient use of your resources. So figure out the best way to do things. That means get rid of waste, make things run more smoothly. Always look for better ways to do things. It's like trying to find the perfect amount of paper towels in that dispenser. The bottom line is, even the small things in the workplace can teach us big lessons. pay attention to your everyday problems, and learn how to make your business and your own lives better. So you need to ask yourself, what is our overfilled pepper shaker? And that's today's Red Mike message. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you'll be back again tomorrow. I hope you'll give me a like, a follow, and a share because that's what this is all about, getting the word out to more people. I hope that you will leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking about. Any topics that you've noticed in the workplace, any topics you've noticed in life, things that just make you go, I wonder. I'd love to hear about them, and I'd love to talk more about them. If you're following on Facebook, thanks. YouTube, Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, Spotify, wherever you follow, LinkedIn, I appreciate it. I hope you'll be back again tomorrow. And until next time, remember, life is short. Drink the bourbon.